Hey everyone, it's your girl Maddie here, aka Beaver Mosh, and today it's my monthly segment, Maddie's Monthly Metal Mentions. And here every month I go back and I look at all the records that came out in the past month that I really dug but didn't make a full video on because I listen to a lot of metal and just can't make a video about everything. It's just the nature of what I do. But here, I will go through and briefly mention all of them in rapid fire format. Give you a list of things that maybe you can go check out and maybe find something. So, without delaying any longer, let's just get into it, shall we? We had the latest from Hoplites, yet another from the chaotic experimental black metal artist out of China. Then the latest from Primordial Serpent, Enlightenment Through Impurity, from Winnipeg. Always prolific, this traditionalist black metal, and always fantastic. At the somber steps to Serenity from Exorcist, this Stockholm, Sweden-based old-school death metal outfit. And then we had Atrocity Machine from the US-based Body Void, this abrasive, harsh, sludge doom project that dives even deeper into their noise and industrial influences for a very pulverizing affair. Check out the interview I did with them. Locust Mantra from Third Storm, this Sweden-based black metal act. And then we had Songs for Satan from Dope Lord, this occultic stoner doom project out of Poland. Afterimage from Restless Spirit, some hella infectious stoner / sludge metal out of Long Island, New York. And then we had the Spiral Labyrinth from Sol Negre, some Spanish blackened doom metal. The Negative Bias, Seven Seals of Soligia, some ambient black metal coming out of Vienna. And then we had Decapitated Christ, glorious tyrannizing of human rats, some crushing, blasphemous death metal out of Barcelona. Olavuk from Salacious Gods. This is some grisly Netherlands-based black metal. And then we had from Lancaster, Hell Campaign out of Quebec, some punkish heavy metal. Devenir Les Ruines from Drosh, some haunting, bleak black metal out of Brussels. And then we had Cursed to the Night from Hagatis, some more eerie lo-fi black metal coming out of Germany. Thou Shalt from The Answer Lies in the Black Void. This is some haunting experimental doom metal. And then out of Athens, Georgia, Theocracy gave us their first album in 7 years with Mosaic, this power metal act. Come through with a record that's complete with uplifting choruses, flying leads, and powerful riffs. This is good stuff. Midnight Assassin from Sadistic Force, just some nasty blackened thrash coming out of Austin. And then we had Seven Crowns and Seven Seals from Sulphur Eon, this cavernous blackened death metal monster of a record out of Germany. Your Sunset, My Sunrise from Decembra Noir, some gripping melodic death doom out of Germany. Then we had White Heart from Slidir. This is some Irish black metal for you. Sickness Particles Gleam from Seraphic Entombment. This is some disgusting death doom out of Birmingham, Alabama. And then we had Dust and Ember from Void Descent. This is some big, dissonant, fully evil black metal coming out of Seville, Spain. Theriso from Tabra. This is some sinister black metal hailing out of Switzerland. And then we had the self-titled from Piss Rot. This is some ugly, foul, disgusting death metal coming out of Tennessee. Ringing the Bell of Gleaming Martyrdom from Within Thy Wound. This is some atmospheric Texas-based black metal. Then we had Umbra from the UK-based Givaudan. And this is a one long song album, this doom metal project, and it's a very good song. In But Not Of from Afterbirth. This is some absolutely insane, progressive, brutal death metal. Very experimental. So much is happening here out of Long Island, New York. And then we had a split from Worm and Dream Ending. It's crazy that this happened. A collaboration from two really influential names in modern extreme metal. Out of London, Reverie of the Malignant from Cult Burial. Some huge, crushing death doom. This is some heavy shit. And then out of California, Cirith Ungol gave us their latest in the Dark Parade, this cult heavy metal act. Does it again, and I got a chance to interview them. Check that out. Sharp Magic Steel from Restless. This is some ripping speed metal out of Bogota, Colombia. Then we had Parasitic Infection from Sentenced to Die. Some no-nonsense death metal coming out of Minneapolis. Becoming Nil from Raytheon. Some scarring blackened thrash out of the US. And then we had Display of Decay, Vitriol, some brutal death metal coming out of Edmonton. Out of Dallas, Bearing Teeth gave us The Path Narrow. This is some dissonant, experimental death metal with some thrashy elements. It's some really zany stuff. And then we had Hermitage from Italy's Temperance. This is some melodic, high fantasy, heavy power metal. Exceptionally cheesy stuff. There's no hiding it. It might not be a cup of tea for everyone who watches the channel, but goddamn did I like it. Majestic Heights, Melancholic Dreams from Alderon, this hypnotic, melodic pagan black metal out of France. And then we had Gowanus Death Stomp from New York City's Gravesend. Some nasty, steam-rolling blackened grind. Out of Finland, Sepulchral Curse gave us Abhorrent Dimensions, some destructive blackened death metal. And then out of Portland, Oregon, Thanamagus, Lie in Wait, this pounding, abrasive death metal EP. Erosion of Gods from The Plague, big pummeling death metal out of Sydney. Then we had Cradle of the Wicked from Stockholm's Ignited. This is some heavy, heavy metal. If you enjoyed Judas Priest's Firepower, you're going to be all over this one. Oakland's Autopsy gave us Ashes, Organs, Blood, and Crypts. The death metal legends here give us another Autopsy record, and they stay consistent here. Out of Denver, Wayfarer gave us another one in American Gothic, some more folk-tinged black metal from them. Time Immortal Wept from Legendary, some epic heavy metal, classic power metal sound from Pittsburgh, and then Vertimus Caesar from Slovakia's Malo Carpetin, some very ambitious blackened heavy metal. Out of Russia, Theosophy gave us Bleeding Wound of the First and the Last, some devilish, mysterious black metal. And then we had Eternal Sorcery from One of Nine. Cold, cult as all hell, melodic black metal from the US. Witch Supreme from Lowest Creature, some absolutely kick-ass crossover thrash out of Sweden. Then we had Incendium from Witching, some really emotion-driven blackened sludge out of Philadelphia. Impalement gave us The Dawn of Blackened Death, and it's Blackened Death out of Switzerland. And then we had Tower Hill with Deathstalker, some epic heavy metal coming out of Edmonton. Valkengabred from Oerix, the latest demo from this mystifying, lo-fi, atmospheric black metal project out of Belgium. And then we had Hand It to Execution from Phantom GDL, some old school speed metal out of Guadalajara, Mexico. Fall's Resplendence from Robes of Snow, this ambient, folksy, post-black metal record out of Philadelphia. Then Suffer the Fallen from Cemetery Urn, some gruesome, dusty death metal coming out of Melbourne. And last but not least, we had Warhead Crucifix from South Carolina's Psionic Madness, some dissonant death grind that shares some members with A Causal Intrusion. Hey, guess what? That concludes my list. This was the October 2023 edition of Maddie's Monthly Metal Mentions. Hopefully you found something that maybe was new to you, maybe you missed, or I encourage you to check something out that you may have skipped over. Hopefully something popped out at you. If you enjoy what I do, hit that like button. It'd mean the world to me if you'd consider subscribing, leave a comment, tell me if you checked anything out. I love getting to engage with those. I have a Twitter you can follow, link to that in the bio of this YouTube channel. I have a Patreon now. Thank you to my patrons already. It's a way for you to support the channel, no pressure, but it would be greatly appreciated if that's a way you want to send your support. You watching right now, keep it metal. My name is Maddie, aka Beaver Mosh, and I'm signing off.